Yes, myself, Dr. Anurag Kumar, Associate Professor, School of Finance and Commerce. Today, we will discuss about the corporate accounting subject of BCom third semester. We will discuss today about the introductory part of corporate accounting. Yes, for the this topic required knowledge about the organization, what is organization, and what is business is required for the students. Yes, in this lecture, we basically include three things: what is company, meaning of company, features of company, and the types of companies. If we are talking about the company's meaning, so firstly, we know about the Companies Act. If we go through some small history of the Companies Act, firstly, it was established in 1813 in the pre-independence era, and after independence, it was amended and re-established in the year 1956. The new act, namely as Companies Act 1956, was established till 2013. In 2013, a new committee was established and they amended the whole act, and now the Companies Act 2013 will be followed. And all the companies have to follow the rules and regulations accordingly to the Companies Act 2013. Some changes definitely are very helpful in this act. So we are talking about the definition, the Companies Act 2013 definition. So company means a company incorporated under this act or under any previous law. So uh, it is that any company which is incorporated, as you all know that we have already studied in the second semester about the corporate law, that there is a need of incorporation. There is a need of incorporation. Before starting any company, we have to register ourselves in the register of companies with all formalities, with all necessary documents, memorandum of association, articles of association, with the required subscribers. After then, we will get the incorporation second, and we are eligible to start our business. So that process is called the incorporation. So any company which is incorporated under any previous law or Companies Act 2013, it is a company. Very simple. So uh, a company is a legal entity which is formed by different individuals to generate profit through their commercial activities. That is also a company. So company which is binded for any legal entity from different individuals by different individuals to generate profits through their commercial activities. That is also called the company. Now we come to the another slide which represent about the features or characteristics of the company. The first is voluntary association. So what is company is a voluntary association of a persons who have come together for a common object which generally aim to earn the profit. The activities of these associations are governed by the law. Law means through company law, Company Act 2013, and are limited by the its Memorandum of Associations (MOA) and the internal affairs by the AOA Articles of Association. Second is incorporated association. As I said earlier, that there is a requirement of incorporation for running the business. So company comes into existence after getting the incorporation or a certificate through registration under the Companies Act. Minimum number of persons required for the purpose of incorporation minimum numbers, or we can say minimum members require. For the public company it is 7, and for the private company it is 2. So there is a requirement of 2 members in private and 7 members in public when we are going to the registration under the registrar office. There is a we require the proper consent of all the members, 7 in case of public or 2 in case of private. Or there is no limit in case of maximum numbers in public company, but according to 2013 there is a maximum limit of in case of private companies 200. Earlier law companies in 1956, under which there is a maximum limit of 50 in case of private. Now it is increased up to 200. And another very important, very famous feature of that company, that is a separate legal entity. In this, it means company and its members are both are separate legal entity, and they are different from each other. Same as we have earlier in the accounting concept, separate legal entity, owner and business are both are separate entity. In the same way, company and their members are both are separate entity, and company is an artificial person created by law. Okay. Another is separate entity, sorry, separate property. The company can own, enjoy, and dispose of its property by its name. By its name, company means company can use assets, papers by its own name. That is called as separate property. Another is perpetual succession. Perpetual succession means unlike a person, company never dies. Its existence is not affected in any way by the death or by insolvency of any shareholder. Member may come and a member may go, but the company continues its operation until it is wound up. Means until it is wound up, company may go forever. There is no impact of any retirement, any insolvency, any death on the company. Next one is common seal. As a company is an artificial person created by law, it cannot sign its it cannot sign its name on the contract. Its function with the help of its function can be done with the help of its seal, company seal. All contracts enter into the members will be done under the common seal of the company, because company cannot sign over the paper. That's why I use the common seal of the company. Next is share capital. As you all know that company is require every company, each company requires share capital. So company, for fulfilling this need of capital, company mobilize its capital by selling the shares into the public domain. Those persons who buy the shares are called as shareholders, and after purchasing the shareholders, these shareholders names will be entered in the register of member, and they are called the members of the company. So by this feature, by this characteristics, company can accommodate its capital for the running, for the smooth running of their functioning. Okay. Next is limited liability. In case of limited company, liability of the members will be limited to the amount unpaid of the shares. As you know that you all have heard that companies issued shares for the collection of capital. Sometimes whosoever buy the shares cannot pay the full amount due to any other reason. So that shareholder, that member, that purchaser is liable to pay only to the extent of that unpaid amount. that is called the limited liability. They are not liable to pay the any extra amount. Next is transferability of shares. In case of companies, members can freely transfer their shares. The right to transfer the share is a statutory right of the members. Next is artificial legal person. As I said, that company is created through the law. Company is not a natural person. Company cannot sign on any on over the paper, so it is treated as the artificial legal person. Company can sue on anybody, or anybody can sue on the company also. That's why it is also called the legal person. Now we come to the our next slide, which represents or which tells us about the various types of companies existing in India. First one is limited companies. There are two types of limited companies exist in India. First one is limited by shares or limited by guarantee. So what is limited by shares or limited by guarantee? Sometimes shareholders of some companies might not pay the entire value of their shares in one go. In these companies, the liability of the member is limited to the extent of the amount of not paid, as I said earlier. So that type of companies are called a company limited by shares. Means shareholders are liable to pay only to the unpaid amount, not any other extra amount. And companies, next is companies limited by guarantee. In some companies, the memorandum of association mentions the amount of money that some member guarantee to pay. It means in the articles of association mentioned that in case of winding up or in case of any other event, the members are liable to pay to that fixed amount. So that is in case and that case, members wrote their consent to pay that guaranteed amount in case of winding up. So that is called the companies limited by guarantee. Next is one person company. One person company is now a very new concept, and it came under the new provision of uh, Companies Act 2013, in which the only one person is also allowed to run the company. In this, only one member is required, one director is required, maximum 15 directors are required, and only one member is required to run the company. So in this format of company, the person who is running that company can enjoy the benefit of both sole proprietorship as well as the company. So it is a very new and very good concept. Next is private company or private company, public company. You have all have heard so many times what is private company and what is private company. The major difference, I am telling the both through the differences. The major difference in the private company and public companies, we require 2 members in private company and 7 members in private and public company. That is the major difference of both company. And another is, in case of private company, there is no limit of maximum members, but in case of private company, it is the maximum limit of members is 200. So private companies are those whose articles of associations are article of association restricted freely transfer of shares. In terms of members, private companies I have told about minimum 2 and maximum 200, and these members include present and former employees who also hold the shares. We are talking about the public company. In contrast, a public company have the right to offer the shares in public, but in private companies, They don't have the right to issue the shares in public domain. So that are the public company and private company. Now next is holding company and subsidiary company. In case of some cases, the company's shares might be held fully or partly by another company. Sometimes you have allowed the company purchases another company, company pays major share of another company. So in that case, a company owning these shares becomes the holding or parent company. If we purchase major share of any company, then we are called the holding company or parent company. Likewise, the company whose share the parent company owes, it is called the subsidiary company. Holding company exercise control over their subsidiary companies by dictating the composition of their in the board of directors. Associate companies are those in which other companies have significant influence by controlling or by including in the board of members. The significant includes the ownership at least 20% share of the associate company. So next is government company. What is government company? So government companies are those companies whose in which more than 50 more than 50% of share capital is held by the state or central government or by jointly. They are called the government company. It means if in any company, if the shareholding more than 50% is purchased by state government, central government, or by both, then that company is called a government company. Next is private company. Oh, sorry, foreign company. So foreign company are incorporated outside India. They also conduct business in India using a place of business either by themselves or with other companies. Next is statutory companies. They are very these companies are also exist in India. These companies are established under the specific law in the parliament. These companies are created by the parliament through specific act. For example, LIC, life insurance company, which comes under the life insurance sector. LIC is a statutory company which exists and which was created by the parliament under the specific act, LIC Act. So these are the types of companies. I hope you all have understood. These are some references from where we take data, and this is finally the legal disclaimer. So thank you, students.